All right, shalom, y'all. Shalom, shalom, shalom. It's Michael Israel coming to you from a busy straightway, Florida down here. We got a lot of moving parts going on. A lot of, as they say, irons in the fire, juggling a lot of things, and doing it, doing it well too. Um, as you can tell by the title, um, I think I titled it. This is a real talk series, and just so you know, those videos I did last week are part of the real talk series also. And what I'm gonna do is go back and fix the titles so they reflect that fact. But what we're talking about today is a careless spirit, careless spirit, the spirit that you we see on a lot of brothers and sisters where they care less, and we're gonna kind of go into that, and then also be talking about the careful spirit, spirit you need to have, which is a spirit of excellence. Um, I really, with me, I grew up, um, you know, kind of being a mechanic or whatever. When I went in the military, I kind of perfected it. In the military for 20 years as an aircraft mechanic, and that whole 20 years plus some extra, also an auto mechanic. Hey, is the temperature has it leveled out? So also, yeah, just let it idle for a while, so we make sure it ain't gonna put the AC on and all, put a little load on. So anyway, grew up, so I was a mechanic in the military, aircraft mechanic, and that whole time I was working on cars, perfecting that skill too. And I'm saying that the reason why I'm saying that is because, um, and I think I talked about this in the other video. As I went through the military, you're learning. I watch people come and go. I watch people come in and be very unsuccessful. I watch people come in and be successful. Particularly, I watched our people. We would come in, and a lot of us were struggle. We were ill equipped even to to move to the level of the Air Force, which, you know, I got brothers here who were in the Army in varying capacities, and brother who's in the Marines, and you know, the Air Force, for all intents and purposes, it's easier. It's a little it's more forgiving. But there were a lot of our people who would come in, and they just couldn't even make that jump. Just leave all that. Go. So they couldn't even make that jump. So you know, I went through my military career, and one of the skills I developed was just being able to, from training people, just being able to discern what's going on with them to a certain extent. And then I got retired from military, worked on planes for the federal government as a federal employee, not a military employee. Still worked on military planes, blah blah blah, for more years. Okay, um, and mind you, as you do this and you get to this level where I was a federal employee, you're only working around other mechanics. So, like I was saying in my other video, to me, it's like working on cars isn't that hard. You just go in and do it, and it's like it's no big deal to me. And then a lot of other areas are no big deal. And then I came into the truth, and then I started. Even before I came to Straightway, I I tried to fellowship with assemblies and get brothers and sisters to do something bigger than just being a slave of Babylon. Um, and one of the things I was hit with that really uh, was a surprise to me is just how, and I'm trying to say it in a subtle way, but I was the same way. How little a lot of brothers and sisters know, you know, brothers and sisters in their 20s, just how ill equipped and they are to handle life, whether it's mechanically, cognitively, spiritually, practically, logically. It's just what's happened with this generation coming up now. They've really just been kind of left to themselves to some extent. We have brothers like that where nobody really took the time with them. And for me, to me, in the beginning, I had a desire to help Israel and everything, but it really came as a shock, and it was really frustrating adjusting what I know. Because initially, and even here with some of the brothers and sisters, there's a uh, gap between what I know and my experience, and then their experience and what they know. Because these brothers and sisters are mainly. Now I'm talking about the brothers. These brothers here. Um, we have brothers here that are very young, never really seen anything, and and in a lot of different areas, and so there's a big gap between uh, um, myself and what I know, what I taught, what I thought to be just common knowledge, and everybody knows this, and you don't have to tell anybody this, and what they know and what they're able to do. And like I said, it was very frustrating adjusting to that. That's the best way to say it. It was very frustrating learning to adjust to that gap in knowledge, or whatever you want to call it, age gap. You call it whatever you want. But you know, I adjusted to it because it was like something I had to figure out. I had to figure out how little some people know, and that's not being. I'm not trying to be arrogant saying that, because I was that. I look back when I was 17 and in my 20s, I was the same way on a spiritual level. Mechanically, I've never really been that way. I've always excelled in that particular area, and certain cognitive areas of figuring things out. But in a lot of other areas, I didn't know shit. And people didn't even want to waste time dealing with me when I was young. But one of the things I was telling the older brothers and sisters down here in Straightway, Florida, is, in Babylon, the men get older or the women get old, they get to a certain age, and then, because when you hit your 40s, you're basically in your prime, and they give their prime to Babylon, or if they retire, they just go off to themselves. And if you ever talk to some of these brothers who are in their 20s, young 20s, man, look, and I ain't being mean, like they don't know nothing. Like, when it comes to cars, when it comes to mechanical stuff, when it just comes to general life stuff, when it comes to cognitive development, when it comes to spiritual development, when it comes to life, they don't know anything, because they had parents that were the same way, weren't able to pour into them to the level that they needed to be poured into. Um, and us coming together as Israel, this is a thing, man. Uh, that we run into is these curses. And when you really look at this thing, it comes back to the curses. Um, So like I said, we have brothers here who don't like they don't know, and they don't even know that they don't know, and this is widespread. And then a lot of them haven't learned. They don't know how to learn. You know what I'm saying? They don't. Nobody gave them permission to go to develop into whatever they want and learn these things and stuff like that. A lot of these brothers, they're getting exposed to certain things for the first time, like that I see, like what we're doing down here. We do Straightway Florida, man. We are heavy technical or mechanical, technical, whatever you want to call it. We do a lot of vehicle work. We one of the brothers' cars actually overheated yesterday, and we fixed it today. See, if you look, matter of fact, I gotta go over here and check on it. And in the meantime, this is stuff for our business. We do a lot of technical stuff, you know, and you see. All right, hold on one second. Emmanuel, you come over and picture. All right. So yeah, so we do a lot of technical work and stuff like that out here at Straightway Florida, and because I have such a long technical background, I'm able to use my technical training skills. So when I'm training brothers or I'm evaluating brothers, I could just watch them work and know what's going on in their head. And what I've learned recently is okay, this brother's at this level. Okay, so we have brothers that just like Elder Mitchell and some of the other brothers says, we have brothers, they're mainly runners and parts getters, and we'll get the tools, and they're cleanup guys, and they do the basic jobs around whatever we're doing, whether we're working on cars or we got a job building a server room or putting something up. They just we had them, hey, run to the store and get this, run over there and get this, go to the warehouse and get this, boom, 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 boom. And we have them running and doing stuff. And even in that, you begin to see, you know, cognitive weaknesses that might cause them to, if you put them on a more advanced job, it would cause them trouble. Like there's one brother here, basically he's not thinking. He gets somewhere and his mind shuts off. Oof. And he's not paying attention to anything. So one of the things we had to do is just uh, structure this brother's life, and he wants this. He willingly desires to, and we got a couple brothers like this who want to grow and they want to develop. So he we put structure around him, almost in a way, almost like basic training. Now we ain't out there yelling, going berserk on him, or nothing like that. But hey, you gotta be downstairs at this time. Um, you're responsible. Like we have two brothers, they keep this garage organized, and it's their job. We show them where everything goes. We lay a whole bunch of responsibility on them. Um, and we had another brother here where we tried to do that with him, and it was horrible. But these brothers have a willing spirit to grow and develop. So we gave them the job to keep this garage in order. We give them a whole bunch of other little jobs. They got one responsibility they have is they got to learn how to swim. So if they don't have anything going on, they need to be over at the pool trying to learn something, like literally. And what we try to do is have every hour of their day um, filled with some type of responsibility. And what we're beginning to see is growth and development and a serious mindedness. But again, these brothers have teachable, willing spirits. Um, there's people out there who uh, claim they want to grow and develop, but again, we don't see the fruit. And when look, Michael Israel's about footwork. It was something I've been talking about prior. A lot of y'all, since y'all know me, is footwork. You will know them by their fruits. Faith without works is dead. So if your mouth is saying one thing, oh yeah, yeah, I love y'all and I love the brothers and I'm serious minded and this, that, and other, and your mouth is saying one thing, but your footwork is saying something different, you're telling me by your works that you don't want to be here. You're telling me by your works that you don't want to be a part of this. Your works are saying, hey, I don't want to be a part of this. This ain't what I want to do. I'm rebellious. I'm not going to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? And these are the people that are manifesting, like Pastor Dow said, they are manifesting the kingdom of Satan. The kingdom of Yah or the kingdom of Satan is manifested by men and women. That's how it's shown. And that's how I look at a lot of brothers and sisters. What kingdom are you manifesting? And then if you are manifesting a lot of attributes of the kingdom of Satan, do you want to manifest the kingdom of Yah? And if I get a yes, I do want to manifest the kingdom of Yah, which of course everybody says they do, but then what are your works saying? So then I look at people's works and I see the truth. Just like the word says, you will know them by their fruits. Faith without works is dead. And there's a lot of people who are serving Satan. And the sad thing is, and I've distanced myself from these people who they fancy themselves as saints. They claim to be saints, but for years their actions show, after rebuke after rebuke after rebuke after correction after correction after correction, their actions show that I am willingly serving Satan and I do not want to serve Yah. And that's what their actions communicate. And I don't waste time. I don't get more aggressive trying to convince these people to serve Yah anymore. I just turn them over to Satan, like the word says. That hope, while their life might get ruined, prayerfully their soul will be saved. You know what I'm saying? But it's real talk. And getting into the core of this video of being careful versus careless, that's what it comes down to, that degree of selfishness and or selflessness. But a lot of people are selfish. They know they're messing up. You're showing them there's an issue here. You're showing them how it's hurting people and how in the proper condition, it could actually be a detriment, a danger, a hazard to the saints. And these people still continue in their selfish, wicked way. They continue to manifest the kingdom of Satan. And we have had brothers here like that. One in particular, that was a huge liability to Straightway, Florida, and was just fully manifesting the kingdom of Satan. And I saw firsthand the confusion where it says one sinner can destroy much good. I saw that. I've seen it on multiple occasions, being the head of Straightway Florida here, how one or two people can completely bring things to a halt and hinder the work. Like the word says, once again, the word is so true. One sinner can destroy much good. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it's real talk. So I'm saying all that to get back to the topic of we can't be careless, okay? And that's something I see in a lot of people. And you got different types of saints. You got saints that get it. You got saints that have a desire to get it, but don't know how to get it, to get that understanding and to get that knowledge, and really, you know, we work with those saints. But then you got saints that don't get it. They're aware that they don't get it, and they don't want to put in the work to get it. They'll put the lip service in, but they're not going to make any sacrifices. Hold on one second. They're not going to make sacrifices regarding any people, places, or things or mindsets. And that's something I'm coming into my wisdom in is mark those. I'm marking them and acknowledging them and dealing with them accordingly. Because look, if you don't want to serve Yah, I need to know that. And through simple discernment, it's very obvious to see. Through simple discernment, it's very obvious to see who these folks are. And hey, I just don't waste energy on them. There's like this thing I seen on it was like a reel I seen on I forget what that on TikTok, and he was like, if it's negative, don't bother me. If it's a waste of time, don't call me. He was going through all these things, and he was like, if it's any of this, just leave me alone. I'm staying focused. I'm on my assignment. And like I said, Satan he sends the wheat and the tares among each other. Okay, and the tares they're a weed, but guess what? They weed themselves out, and that's why I'm learning. Like, y'all deal with these folks, and I'm staying on assignment, staying locked in on focus, and man, I've watched y'all just anything that's in the way. Because if y'all have seen my videos from earlier this year, starting I think in December, maybe February, I started praying to Yah to weed out anybody that was hindering the work. I said, shake them loose, Yah. If they got spirits on them, get the spirits off them. If they don't want to get the spirits off them, get out from among the saints. And that was my prayer. And I encourage the other brothers and sisters in Straight Way Forward to put forth that same prayer to keep us pure and set apart. And I've watched the Most High do that. Um, the brothers here in this home assembly, they're serious minded. Some of the brothers need work, but they're willing to put the work in and do the work and get the development. You know what I'm saying? And it's a must. Otherwise, it'd be a detriment to everybody. But you know, I'll just putting that out there because that's one of the ways you keep the sin out the camp. All right. And one of the things we're pouring into these brothers, I gotta put this fan on, y'all. One of the things we're pouring into these brothers, and this goes for the older and the younger, is to be careful, to be full of care, to actually be careful in the definition sense of meticulously making sure everything is on point, to being full of care, to actually caring about what you're doing. And we see it here. There's a lot of so-called saints. They still very much care more about Babylon than they do. They care less. So they're careless with things they do when it comes to the saints. But certain things in Babylon, they're careful. They're full of care for it. And they meticulously make sure everything's on point with that. So the Most High hasn't fully dealt with their minds. You know what I'm saying? Um, and like I said, I've been beating this drum pretty aggressively lately because a time's coming where we're not wasting time with folks like that, with people who are beginning to trend towards lukewarm. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't have to tell, and I realize I don't have to tell people how to get serious. Like when somebody hungry, you don't have to try to get them to eat and talk them into eating. They go in there and they looking, they aggressive, they find something, they getting it. You ain't gotta talk them in and convince them to eat when they hungry. You see what I'm saying? And again, that's one of my big ahas that I've gotten recently is, dude, when I catch myself trying to convince somebody to be hungry, that's when I'm like, oh, they manifesting Satan. we got we got an issue here. You see what I'm saying? And I'm slowly gaining the wisdom. I'm slowly right here. These videos is all anybody's gonna be hearing from me soon, dealing with these topics, and then I'll just discern the actions. You know what I'm saying? Because again, there's really not time. It's obvious the season we're in prophetically. You know what I'm saying? When you look at what's going on in the world, and for these people to be out here, some of the stuff I've seen, it's sad. It's a sad uh, it's a sad state of what's going on out here among people. So, but anyway, I just wanted to bring that out. We getting ready to press on with our plan of the day, and you know, get busy, get after it, get to work. We definitely got things we got to do today. Maybe I'll post some footage, some pictures of what we're going to be working on. We're going to be uh, putting up a big LED wall today, so uh, maybe I'll put some information out about that. But anyway, that's all I got. Appreciate all y'all tuning in, and also one quick announcement. Here maybe in a week, maybe 2 weeks, I got a Hebrew health video that I'm gonna do that could potentially be. It's gonna be a game changer. Right now, I'm just going through the experimentation stage. I'm testing some things on myself, and depending on the outcome, uh, the next Hebrew Health video is going to be a mega game changer. So definitely keep your eye out for that. But anyway, y'all, with that said, somebody asked a question. Let me see what they're saying. How do I get a Bible if I don't have the money to get it? You you get a job, okay? You get a job, and then on Friday when they give you the check, you take that check and you go get a Bible. And that's how you get a Bible, my brother. So anyway, um, appreciate all y'all tuning in. And we're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna get to work. And with that said, shalom, shalom.